from men. I notice a lot of men look at you.
A lot of men do, yeah, a lot of men do. I don't know what they're thinking.
Well, what do you think they're thinking?
I think we know what they're thinking. I think they want to hurt me.
And what do you think women think when they look at you?
Vice versa. Yeah, no, I think it's the same situation. And I think it's... I don't know. It's a strange one because I have the older generation come to me when I have my clothes off. Which sounds
You
weird.
mean my age, 52?
No, I'm talking past, and they're like, "Oh, your artwork's incredible," and that's a nice thing to hear because it's obviously quite a subjective thing.
And they're talking about your tattoos.
Yeah, but no, I think since I went so publicly with my antics, I think I don't know what they're thinking. Quite frankly, I don't know what they're thinking.
They're thinking you're probably absolutely gorgeous because I think you're absolutely gorgeous. And I don't think many people are gorgeous. And I'm a bit nervous. I'm actually a bit nervous.
Are you nervous talking to me?
Yeah.
We've met multiple times.
I know, but I'm still a bit nervous. It's like when I had good-looking clients as Samantha, I couldn't handle it. I cannot handle. Hey?
Oh, I love that.
You love good-looking.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're an escort. How long have you been? How long?
Retired,
yeah.
partially retired, on and off the bus. Currently not advertising.
Everyone says that.
Currently now advertising as of 30 minutes ago while I was sat waiting for you.
You took the ad.
I put it up.
You put it back up?
Yeah.
How much do you charge an hour?
$2,000 an hour.
That's more than I used to charge.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because I kept increasing my prices and I kept getting work. So I'm like, well, fuck it.
It's exactly what I did.
Fuck it, why not? And I sort of come to the realization that I was selling a body, I was selling a human, I was selling a soul. And I was like, why am I doing this for... The sort of normal rate for a male is like $500 an hour, right? And I started at that and it was just working 6 days a week. I was like, fuck this. Kept bumping it up. And then ended up on some whack reality TV show.
What was the TV show called?
I'm not going to say that word because I can't stand the word. It starts with F.
Yeah.
It ends in X. And I can't physically say it because I'll jump out that fucking window. And since that, I put prices up again because the exposure, that's not why I did it.
Yeah.
That's not why I did it. I went and said yes to it because I was like so sick of escorting at the time. And I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Why not? What's the worst that can happen? A lot, actually, it turns out. Yeah, I lost all my clients, lost my income, lost a lot of it because...
Well, you got new clients.
I have, well...
Yeah.
A handful.
Yeah.
Enough to pay the rent, Amanda. That's all we'll say.
Yeah. So when we had coffee the other day, the thing that I have not stopped talking and thinking about is...
the CNC?
What's the CNC?
Oh, right. Okay, no, carry on.
Is the...
Are you going to use the word grape?
Yes.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
CNC, for those wondering, is consensual, non-consensual. And it's essentially, can we say rape?
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah? Or it's role-playing rape.
Role-playing rape.
Role-playing rape. And it comes with a whole abundance of issues and legal documents and protection for me and the client. And yeah, what do you want to know about it?
The thing that I can't stop thinking about
is how popular it is. I don't know if I give off the impression that I'm good at rape. Right? I don't know if that's the vibe that I give off.
But look, I will say from a woman's point of view,
yeah.
I mean, I've got to be careful what I say here because obviously rape is a terrible, terrible crime.
Horrendous.
But it's also one of the women's top fantasies as well. And that does not mean, disclaimer, that women want to be raped. It means that there's a fantasy about being a dominant man. So tell me about the client, who obviously we're not going to name names, and what did she ask for? And tell me what you did.
Which one?
The one that said from Monday to Thursday.
Okay, so essentially
So you got a phone call, you got an email.
It was an email this time. Normally with the more, I say crazy jobs, but dangerous jobs, I don't know what the word is, but the more selective jobs, they come with an email format because the ladies know that they need to approach this with safety, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, why not do it before? And essentially what she wanted, before going into details, was she wanted to be surprised within a time frame with a balaclava and a suit.
Did you wear that suit?
Not this one. No, it's too tight to climb through windows because I had to climb through a window. So I don't know if you've ever climbed through a window in a suit and a balaclava, but it's fucking difficult.
I said to you at the time, you have to make sure you get the right house.
This is the thing, which is the other part of it, that with CNC bookings.
So CNC stands for consensual,
non-consensual.
Non-consensual. Okay.
And it's not something you can just rock up and do off the cuff.
So what does she want you to do? She wants you to climb from Monday to Thursday.
A lot. basically.
So how did you get into her house?
It was a code for the elevators, similar to my place.
Okay.
But that can only work if there is a code, because it's not ideal if you knock. I mean, it is. You can kind of knock and then
burst your way in.
The booking starts, right? But
yeah,
it's something you have to plan. So whenever I do it for clients, I always meet at the address it's going to be, because you have to, as weird as it is, and this is me talking ex-military here, you have to sort of plan out the booking and how the house lays out, because it has to be a smooth experience, because it's scary for the client, it's scary for you, it's scary for everyone. So you just have to, in your head, plan it out how you're going to.
What time of day do you do it?
I mean, it depends. I normally do it on an evening.
So you're talking as if it happens all the time.
I used to do it a lot. Yeah, I used to do it a lot. And it could be, I never did it in the morning, because imagine surprising someone, like fucking, she sat eating her cornflakes and I'm just like, bam.
Yeah.
Non-consensual sex on a table.
I have to say, it sounds pretty hot. So tell me, you tell me about this. Like, just tell the listeners and the viewers what exactly happened on this particular time. I just love getting off on this story.
The balaclava goes on, and this is the thing. I always carry the documents with me, because if someone sees this fucking tattooed idiot approaching a building with a suit and a bag full of duct tape and like fucking. Like, it's not great, right? It's not a great view.
Well, it depends who's looking. So what documents do you carry with you?
So when I meet the client, we both sign a legal document to say that this is what you're applying for, this is what we're both going to do.
Yeah.
And in there is the sort of safe words. But a lot of these people don't want safe words.
What do you mean?
Like, they don't want safety, and that's a dangerous game. A lot of these clients like the neck stuff and like being choked to a point where they're unconscious, but that is a fucking dangerous game, Amanda. That is a dangerous game to play, and I very rarely do it, because when you're strangling someone unconscious, like during sex, it's like, I don't even like doing it for a start.
Well, you told me there's a trick.
There is, and it's to lift someone's hand up while you're doing it, but it's like, it's just a dangerous game to play.
What does lifting someone's hands up do?
Because then you know when they go unconscious.
So you've actually made women unconscious. They've actually asked for that. Wow.
Yeah, behind a legal document, of course, but it's still...
And that's what
it's still murder, technically, if they, like,
don't go to jail,
like,
for Christ's sake.
Legal document or not, like, it's not ideal.
And like I say, make sure you get the right house. But so, yeah, you went in, you got the code to this house.
Yeah, so you go in, balaclava on, and then it's... The hardest thing is getting aroused myself.
So what was she doing? She
was on the sofa.
Was she just wearing normal clothes, like watching telly, or?
Yeah, she had a grey tracksuit on. Comfies, right? So you just saw it. It's very strange, and it is, because you really have to get into the mindset of like, I want to do this to you, and I don't. My mother would never teach me to hurt a woman, so it goes against everything that I stand for, and it's like, this is your job for this hour. Go and do it. And then I started enjoying it, and I'm like, fuck, Marcus, like, I'm gonna have to take a step back from this world, because like, to enjoy that and to look forward to it, that's not good. So
what did you do with this woman? You burst into her living room.
I burst into it, and I have duct tape, because duct tape's quicker.
To do what?
To tie people up.
Right, she wants to be tied up.
Essentially, you blindfolded her straight away, and that's sort of how it starts.
And what does she say?
Take away someone's vision. What?
What does she say?
Start fucking screaming.
She starts screaming?
Yeah, because this is part of the enjoyment, I guess. I don't know. So you got to deal with that, because that's the first issue when someone's screaming while you're wearing a balaclava in their house mid-afternoon. Like, it's just not good.
I must admit, I never got asked to do that.
It's just not good. I mean, it is good, okay, but you can't do this late at night because it's too quiet. So it needs to be a sort of late afternoon when people are driving home from work type
Is
vibe.
that what you planned? So you came to that conclusion?
If you did it from 10 to 11 p.m, people are sat, flicking through Instagram, and you can't have people screaming. So the first thing you got to do is this is so weird, I'm having this conversation with you. The first thing you have to do is you have to stop someone screaming. Right? Why am I advising fucking rape?
No. This is again, I want to stress.
Why am I advising this?
Women pay Marcus to do this. This is not just, Marcus does not go through houses in Bondi and
Tuesday afternoon.
No, Marcus gets paid a lot of money from women to do this. So it's a woman's choice, and it's the woman's
yeah.
She's the one that's being empowered because she wants this to happen.
But when you speak to the client before you do this, that they'll go through what they're into, be it throat play, be it like violent oral sex, which is another thing a lot of people like.
What's violent oral sex?
Use your imagination. What does it sound like?
Biting?
No, just what do you think it's?
I don't know. You
face fucking.
Oh.
And a lot of women are into that.
You're doing okay. You're having, or they're doing it to you.
Me using me on them.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Is the best way.
Does that surprise you about women?
No. Listen, I've found some weird. I won't say the word weird kinks. I don't have a kink shame, but I've learnt a lot about what people like, and I didn't know half this shit existed until 2 years ago.
Are some of them married? Majority are married. Yeah. What does that tell you about marriage?
Fucking waste of time, really, isn't it? I don't know. I think society's gone down a bit of a weird path recently with everything, quite frankly. And this is the thing that I said to you the other day, that when I first started escorting, it was very much about lust. And people often say how to become an escort, and it starts with the foundations of appearance, right? And that's not something you can teach. It's like when you buy a pair of shoes, you look at the thumbnail and you think, oh, I like these shoes. And that's the same in the escorting world. On the page, you advertise what you have to sell, and that's a product you sell, and that's it, really. So when I very first started escorting, it was all about lust, and it was the sort of tattoos and the bikes, and that was what my thing was.
Because you used to have a motorbike, didn't you?
Yeah, and that was what my image was. That was what I was trying to sell. But then the more time I started spending with clients, and essentially the testimonials, if you look at my page, there's fucking hundreds of blue testimonials. And it was all about emotional intelligence, which is something that I, based on my life experiences, for some reason I'm very good at. So towards the end of my sort of, should I say career? Side quest?
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck's going on.
It's a legitimate job. You pay taxes.
Yeah, no, it is. It became very much, I became a therapist. And it was like, there's so much trauma in these women, and so much pain, and so much, loss of confidence, and sexual assaults and all this shit, right? That men have done to people, quite frankly. The majority of issues in life are done by men. Nice one, boys. And you're just absorbing this trauma and this, and then you need to get aroused, and it's fucking difficult, actually. It's difficult. And so you do look forward to the BDSM, the CNC, because it's just, there's no emotions. It's just sex, and it's just...
Can you get an erection?
I struggle. Yeah, even to this day. I mean, I haven't worked in 6-7 weeks now, and I still struggle.
With
Can't masturbate.
Right, I hear that a lot, actually, from male escorts.
Can't masturbate.
It's funny, isn't it? Because what's your fantasy now?
Violence.
Gosh.
No,
listen, I'm going to leave my door open.
It's more. People always say, what do you like, right? And if I had to tell you, it's just the control. I think it's the control of owning that person's body and mind for that brief minute of time. And that's what I like. But if people say, what are you into now? Just like spoon sex, just like minimal effort, like eyes closed, just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't want to do it.
Do you think you can have normal sex again with a girlfriend, like a nice, homely primary school teacher?
It's funny you say that, because last night I have some local friends outside of work, and she wanted to do the CNC, and I was laid on the sofa and I was watching fucking How to Train Your Dragon or some shit, and she was just like, can we do it? And I was like, no, because to do it to someone who have a connection with, not a connection, but to someone it's like, no.
It's, well, I understand there's two characters. There's two sides to you.
And it's like, I would have enjoyed it.
Yeah, would you have, though? With someone that you have emotional feelings for?
When you physically hurt someone through sex, it's like, it's quite a weird emotion, because it's hard to decide, do they like it, or are you pushing boundaries? And that's the sweet spot to find. And to do it to someone you see regularly in the fucking gym, it's not ideal, right? So, am I capable of normal sex? Of course. Do I want to? No, I don't care anymore.
Do you think you've been desensitized to it?
In what way?
Well, do you think, because I know that when I was an escort, sex was not exciting for me anymore.
No.
It's not exciting for you anymore.
No. This is the thing. I am a fiend for a one-night stand. Fucking terrible for it. And it's meeting new people that I seem to like. And I don't know what that is. I don't know why I'm like that, but it's meeting someone new. And I guess it's building that. And I guess that's from the industry, right? That's from meeting new people and creating that just quick, brief moment of fun is what I like. That's what I like. And then it's no string attached, but that's so fucking toxic, isn't it?
You said to me when we had a coffee that you don't like hurting women emotionally in the real world. So tell me a bit about that.
I'm yet to... Do you know what it is, Amanda? I'm not ready to be in a relationship. And that's not because I'm not emotionally intelligent. That's because my life is so inconsistent. Like my income is based on sleeping with women. And how can I drag that into a normal, healthy relationship? You just can't. You can't. And so until I change, which I am doing actually, until I change that, which is why I said yes to that horrendous reality TV show, because it was like, okay, maybe Marcus, this is the way out, because you get trapped, and I'm a victim of my own success in terms I was making tremendous money. So then I established this life based on it, and I'm like, fuck.
And your brand.
Oh, my brand, right? And I'm like,
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know what it's like.
Now my rent's, $15 a week, and
it's the golden handcuffs.
Yeah.
Well, in your case, literally.
Literally, yeah, duct tape handcuffs.
So back to that client. Did you duct tape her to the banister?
Which one? The last one?
Yeah, the one
from my story.
Yeah.
No, I did. Yeah, I did. I had a great time actually. And this wasn't really. It was not a violent booking, but it was just like, listen, I want you to come do what you want to me. I was like, all right. So I took duct tape with me everywhere, which is weird. I don't have any on me now, but.
So that's a shame.
Yeah. I'll bring some next time. Next time we have coffee. And she had this banister, and I was like, fuck it, let's just tie her to this banister.
And then you just left her there, did you?
And I fucked her.
Right.
To the banister.
Yeah.
And then I tied her to a wooden chair, and then a table. I hope my mother never sees this, I swear to God.
Well, let's go back. Let's start
Sorry,
with
Mum.
Let's start with your let's go to your family now, because your upbringing surprised me, that you came from quite a well-to-do family. Beautiful
upbringing.
Yeah.
Horses and peacocks and farms.
Where did you grow up?
North Yorkshire, a little fishing village called Witty.
And tell me about your dad in particular.
I never really saw much of my father. He was just a traditional man. He was building a business, waste management skips. And that was his thing. He was just always away at the yard and building and building and building. And he was very successful with it, and he built it to a point where it was unmanageable. And then he sold it, and now he retired at 40 and just plays with horses now. That's all he does. Goes to Ireland, buys horses and brings them back, and that's his hobby, right?
So you're from a wealthy family?
Not initially.
Yeah. Working class done good. Upper working class done good. Yeah.
Yeah. Through nothing but hard work from my father, right? So I will always respect that in him. And he was never really around, and I was proudly educated. Listen, I had a great
privately educated.
I had the most beautiful upbringing.
Yeah.
Snowboarding in France and upper middle, not big money, but enough to live a beautiful life. And it's funny because when I did that horrendous reality TV show last week, they said, have you got some pictures from your childhood? And I said, no, but I'll ask. And my mother sent me them. And do you know what? It was beautiful. Just to see how I was raised and how I was spoiled, quite frankly. And you don't realize when you're a kid, do you? You don't have a clue what you're doing. But no, I had a beautiful upbringing, beautiful grandparents, beautiful aunties and uncles, and just, really good. Really good.
So you decided to join the army?
I joined the military at 18.
Tell me the reason behind that.
The reason behind it was because I was growing up in a very small town, and my father was so successful and was very well known in the area. And it was like, how do I follow this man's footsteps when there isn't really much to do here?
Did you not think about getting into the business, or?
He sold it by this point.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he was like maybe 8. I think I was maybe 8 or 9 when he sold it.
Oh, okay.
So maybe a touch older. So I went to college.
What did you study at college?
Sport. I don't even know, to be fair.
Yeah.
Maths or some shit.
Sport.
Yeah. what do I don't know.
Who cares?
What do people? I don't know. Just stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how am I going to better this man? I can't do it financially. I can't do it businessly. So I'll join the military. And I always had an obsession with the military and the discipline and the organized violence, I'd say, side of it.
How ironic.
Yeah, quite. It's almost like it set me up for success in this fucking world, right? So I joined at 18 and I joined the infantry, and then I specialised reconnaissance and just...
What does reconnaissance mean?
Reconnaissance is, gosh, how do I explain that? It's a small group of team that will operate outside of the main fighting force.
So you go to Afghanistan?
I went to Afghanistan twice, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And
so can we talk about what you've done?
No, not on this podcast. Okay. And this is the thing, and people always want to speak about the military, but you don't join the military to go and be like, this is what I did, this is who I was, blah, 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 blah. You join the military for your purpose as a mate.
And for your country.
For your country, right? And it's provide and protect, and that's all we have as men. And so I don't like it when I see people go on podcasts and be like, this is what I did, this is who I was, blah, 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 blah. Because that's not the reason you do it. With the escorting, it's kind of funny, right? Like I tie people to fucking chairs and fuck them. It's kind of funny. I don't mind chatting about that. But the military side of stuff, I have a lot of pride around what I used to be and very proud of it. And I think back and think, have I ruined that? Have I ruined what I was? And have I ruined, not my reputation, but I'm still on the fence. And people will say, do you ever regret becoming an escort? And I didn't come to Australia to become an escort. It just kind of happened.
Tell me what, so you had an accident, you had an incident that...
So we just come up from Afghanistan. This was maybe 3 years ago.
How old are you now, Marcus?
I'm 31, I think. Yeah, recently 31. Prime, apparently. That's what people say, right? We just come up from Afghanistan, and you fly from Cyprus to Minad, and then from Minad to Afghanistan. That's the sort of flight route. Anyway, we landed in Cyprus, and we'd been there a few weeks at this point, and obviously we're British soldiers, so we went to the pub. Ended up getting in a bar fight over a taxi that I ordered, right, with these three dudes. Lost. Big time. Had a brain hemorrhage at the back. Brain hemorrhage to the front, a metal plate in my face, lost all my teeth. So I was in a coma for 3 weeks in Cyprus, of all places. Just in some fucking backstreet hospital with Stavros and his mates. Do you know what I mean? Just keeping me alive, right?
I mean, I find this bizarre that you're in the military for so long and this is the thing that...
I know. But I pushed the boundaries, quite frankly. And I'm pretty sure I started the fight, but I was right to do so. Yeah. I think I had about 17 Malibu and Cokes at the time.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, that could have saved your life.
I went through a bit of a Malibu and Coke phase. I don't know why. It's so feminine. But anyway. Yeah. Lost. Yeah. Big time.
So you had a brain hemorrhage?
I had a big brain hemorrhage. Yeah. A pretty serious one, actually. And I had like 22% chance of survival, which isn't ideal, is it? It's not great. Especially when Stavros is looking after you with his hard hat on.
That was because Stavros is looking after you.
Yeah, Stavros fucking fixed me up. He put a plate in my face, to be fair. My cheekbone was like hanging out and my ear got glued. Do
you remember much of it?
Not a single thing. No, I was in a coma for 3 weeks. And then I was in a wheelchair for like 6 months but what happens is once you so I spent 2 years at rehab. My speech wasn't great. My reading's still not great, quite frankly. My sort of ability to read new information and absorb it, I can't. And I don't know if it's through lack of interest, through what, but in terms of lasting damage, yeah, that and the memory issues. My memory's shit, which is fantastic in a relationship. Yeah, and it's so funny recently because I was dating and this girl was like, I told you this. And I was like, oh, I've got brain damage, darling. But I have no idea what you said. Yeah. I just wasn't listening.
Yeah. That would have been hard for you. In many ways.
Say that, but the issue I had, Amanda, was during my 2 years at rehab, they said, as soon as you get signed off from here, you can go back to service. But once you have brain damage on the record, you're non-deployable, especially when I was in a position of command, because essentially there's this blast risk. It's hard to say. Blast risk. And what happens is when there's an explosion, there's a sound wave and it shakes the brain. So because there's a fucking hole in mine, you wouldn't know what would happen to you in that environment. So you get, they said, listen, you can have a desk job or you can take medical discharge. So I took the discharge and I fucking cried because I had them 2 years of getting fit again and learning to walk, fixing my speech, got new teeth because mine were on the floor. And
the guys are in jail now, aren't they?
8 years, attempted murder. Yeah. Which is crazy, quite frankly. I went to court. I was the witness. I ain't got a fucking clue what happened.
Yeah.
The state of me, I was like, in a wheelchair, like, what happened, Marcus? Well, I don't know, guys. Does it look like I know?
I just find it so cruel that, you did all that time in Afghanistan, you could have been killed, and then it happened in a bar in Cyprus.
Yeah, just like that. And everything went Pete Tong. And that's why, I think that's why I am like I am now, because things go wrong so quick. I was the epitome of health and fitness and discipline, and just like that, I was in a cabbage, So it's like, that's why I think when I walked into this world of escorting, which I'll tell you about how it happened soon, I just don't care anymore.
Did you feel that you'd let your dad down and your family down with the accident, with the incident?
Not really, because I'd already achieved a lot at this point. I was already, flying through the promotions and just doing well at what I was fucking good at it, Amanda, really good at it. And that's maybe why I'm good at escorting now. It's that command and control, and it's that just ability to own a situation. I think that's what makes you good at escorting, because it is quite a weird thing. And no, I didn't. I think do you know the hardest part about the brain hemorrhage was about 6 months later, my dad was like, right, you're okay now, go do something else. And it was like, fuck you. It was like, fuck you. All this service, the brain hemorrhage, the rehab, the fucking coma. And then he was like, right, enough's enough, go get a job. And I was like, you fucking, like.
What did you do?
I flew to Australia. Yeah. I flew to Australia because I felt very cooped up where I was. And when I was discharged, I remember walking back into the house with all my stuff and I thought, fuck, now what do I do? And you leave the military with very, very little, especially the infantry. You leave the infantry with nothing.
I thought they pay you out.
Well, you get a payout for the damages, but you don't leave with it. The world is based on qualifications, right? And CVs and you know, how many books can you read a day and all this crap. And I didn't have none of that, not a single qualification to my name. I actually left with less. I left with a hole in my fucking brain, right? Yeah. New teeth, but yeah. So
and your looks.
And that's what I had, Amanda. That's what I had. So I'm like, right, what am I going to do? Tattooed my entire body in a year. Every single part of it in a year.
What prompted you to do that? Because that's pretty extreme.
It is pretty extreme. And I think because I lost my identity, I'm like, right, what happens is once you get the discharge paperwork, you have a year to wait. And that's so they can make sure that when you step into civilian life, you are somewhat stable. And I was already stable. I was fine. I knew what I was and what I needed to do. So I started tattooing, and then I guess like anything in life, I'm just so competitive, and I just kept going, and now I have everything tattooed. So I don't think that was ever the goal. I'm not sure really.
Do you have everything tattooed?
Everything. Yeah. Have you asked me about my penis?
Yes, I'm asking.
No, I don't. I have my pubes tattooed and like an inch around it. Looks kind of weird, actually. It's the only thing that's not tattooed. And no, I won't tattoo my penis. I think what a weird thing to do. I also have a question. Do you do it soft or do you do it? Do you know what I mean? Like, because it has to obviously grow.
Listen, I'm not the penis expert, believe it or not. Despite what you've heard.
Nor am I.
Okay, so you came to Australia, you got it all tattooed.
And I was already tattooed. I got here. I did it all in the UK because, like I say, when you have that discharge paperwork, then you have a year and it's called resettlement. And during that resettlement, they try and make sure that you're,
not going to kill people in the real world.
Yeah. Or yourself, mainly.
Okay. Was that ever?
Yeah, I walked that path.
Tell me a bit about that. I'm sure it's quite common for...
So I never thought leaving the military would bother me.
Yeah.
But I never thought I'd have to leave the military. I was there for life and it was what I was good at and it's what I enjoyed and it was my passion, right? And when I lost that, I'm like, fuck. And I still didn't think I'd struggle until I walked home that day and I was like, fuck, now what do I do? But I'd sort of preemptively tattooed my entire body because I'm like, right, what can I do? I've got no qualifications. I've got a decent chin. Let's try modeling. And that was I guess goal was let's try to become a model. Didn't have a social media at this point. I had no social media because we didn't care about it back then. We just went to work and did our job, right? So I had no social media. So I was flicking through social media and I was seeing all these dickheads with tattoos. I'm like, right, I can do this. Do you know what I mean? Right, I can be this dickhead, right? I can be that prick there with his throat tattoo. So I tattooed my fucking whole body. And that's why I did it. I thought, right, let's make a new identity.
What'd your dad say?
My family hates tattoos. My mother cried on the first one. It was on my leg or something. And she was like, that's not who we are as people. That's not what we do.
That's so English.
Yeah, it's like, that's not who we are. We don't do that. Okay, mother.
And what did your dad say?
No, he doesn't care. He says you look like a lizard. That's what he said to me. Like, you look like you've got scales.
You look a very handsome lizard.
Like, thanks, Dad. Yeah. Love the support as always. You prick.
Yeah. He's probably jealous. So you got to Australia.
Day 4. Right. Caterpillar Club. Never forget it. It's just down the road from here, actually. This little Asian man, he approached me and he's like, hey, my wife thinks you're hot. And I was like, what the fuck are you saying to me? He's like, my wife thinks you're hot. Can we buy some drinks? I'm like, yeah, go for it. I'm British. Right.
Never say no.
Of course you can buy me some drinks. Anyway, I was chatting to you today, wasn't it? And I'm pretty sure they drugged me because my left eye stopped working. And I'm like, fuck, what's going on here? It's like...
Well, maybe they did.
I hope so. I had a great time nonetheless. And anyway, he was like, how would you feel about coming to our hotel room? I want to watch you sleep with my wife. And I'd never been exposed to any of this shit, right? Grew up on a farm, fucking rode ponies, like fed the chickens, joined the military. Now this Asian dude's offering me $6,000 to sleep with his wife. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, he's like, I'll give you $6,000 cash. I think he just sold a gym or something, or they were celebrating. Anyway, he had a beautiful Swedish wife, or whatever nationality she was. I don't know where he'd acquired that from. But I think based on his...
Probably the internet.
Yeah, I think based on his bank account. Anyway.
She was probably an escort, was she?
I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Anyway. I don't know. I was new to the industry, so I didn't know. I wasn't even in the industry.
Yeah.
I was just some random drunk British dude in a bar with one eye open.
Yeah. Getting
offered $6,000 to sleep with this beautiful blonde lady. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. Right? Went to the hotel room, did what I could. I couldn't see. He sat in the corner. Sounds like a movie, hey?
Yeah, so he sat in the corner wanking or something.
Doing what the fuck he was doing. I don't know what he was doing.
Right.
I don't think he knew what he was doing. And then anyway, the day after, I was like, huh.
So he gave you $6,000?
$6,000 cash.
Yeah.
I was like, huh. Maybe there's a market here. Because in the UK, I'm sure it's illegal, escorting them.
I think it was. I'm not sure it is now. I don't know what, anyway. Yeah.
So I looked into it, but I looked into the higher side of it, and Scarlet Blue obviously is supposedly the higher side of it. Yeah. So I looked into it.
That's
and I
saw
website. The website Scarlet Blue. If you want me, I'm on there. As of 25 minutes ago. and I looked into it and I saw what other lads were doing and I thought, well, let's fuck it. Do you know what I mean? I've got no qualifications. I'm trying to become a model. I've got no pictures. I've got nothing. This Asian dude just gave me $6,000. I had a great time. I don't know. I can't remember. I think they roofied me. Either way, great time nonetheless. Always take free drugs from people. No, don't do that.
So does half of Sydney, don't worry.
Yeah. Anyway, so I looked into it and I started advertising and then went from there. And then it just snowballed. And then it just got to a point where I'm like, fuck, this is making me ill.
How so?
Because I was doing things not so much sort of out of my boundaries, but they were making me uncomfortable. And that was the couple's jobs. That was the dudes watching. That was the...
Why didn't you like... A lot of men get off on that. Isn't that cuckolding?
It's fucking weird.
Tell me more.
It's cook for them to watch, not for me to do it.
Why? Why do you think that?
Well, that's the terminology behind it, right? I'm not the cook if I'm sleeping with the wife. It's the guy that watches is the cook, I believe.
Yeah.
Either way, it just...
What do you think about those men?
Listen, I will never kink shame because it pays my rent, but I don't understand how you can go from loving your wife to wanting to watch some heavily tattooed idiot strangling her. Like, it just makes no sense in my world. But this isn't my world, right? And I come from different backgrounds and different traditions, and I will never understand it, Amanda. And I can only go off my own experiences when I'm with someone and I'm obsessed with them. And I get annoyed if someone even looks at them over the street, never mind fucking jumps on top of them naked. Like, so it's...
You're like me, we're very jealous.
I think it comes from a lack of trust, I think. And if people say masculine men are controlling and we set boundaries and all this shit, and it's not that. It's just, we just don't trust people anymore.
Because of sex work?
Fucked. And sex work's ruined that for me, yeah, massively. Massively. But I think just a lot of bad experiences with dating, and I'm probably to blame for most of it, quite frankly, because I don't care anymore.
One thing that you did say when we had coffee, which is very interesting, that sex work has given you more trauma than the military.
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
So I went to a job on a Wednesday afternoon one time last year that wasn't fully explained to me. And there were certain people let me explain this to you.
Yeah.
I had a phone call. I never take phone calls because it's always some cook cunt, right? It's always someone on a bender, or it's a man, because the men just ring, and I don't see men because I'm a straight male.
Yeah.
Men just ring, no caller ID, and they just spam you, right? And nothing you can do about it. That's why you have two phones. And I picked up the phone. I never do it, and it was a lady's voice. And she's like, "Hey, I want to go to this sex party. Would you come?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I want like $6-7 grand for it." She's like, "Cool, right?" That wasn't a female. So this is when I was not naive, but new to this world and trusted people. And that wasn't a female. That was a dude in a dress. And I remember who had certain surgeries or whatever. And anyway, I remember walking into this sex party, and it was just like, it was non-consensual to me and my beliefs and what I stand by as a man. And
What was going on?
There was just a lot of dick sucking and a lot of stuff that made me very uncomfortable. And live and let live, Amanda. People can do what they want and be what they want and do whatever they want to be. I don't care, but it's my morals to. I didn't like it. It affected me, and that's why I can't masturbate now. Because every time I try and masturbate, I think of that fucking room. So I won't forgive them for that, quite frankly.
So what did you do?
I fucking left.
Did you take the money?
Yeah. She was a bank transfer, and it's rape of the mind, right? It's rape of the emotions, and it's non-consensual to what I stand with. And I will say to anyone who wants to go into this industry, is set your boundaries and never differ from them, because as soon as you differ from your boundaries, that's when it fucks your head. And that's when, and do you know what I thought about as soon as I left? I didn't leave the house for a week afterwards, right? Because all I thought about was what my dad would think if he saw me in that room.
Yeah.
What would my family think if they saw me in that room with what was going on in there? And it was like these men had been at it for 3 or 4 days. Big benders, right? And so you can imagine the state of the room, of the hotel, of the smell. And it was just, had I known that was what I was walking into, I wouldn't have even picked up the phone. But because I thought it was a woman on the phone, I was like, yeah, let's go. So
was it all men? For want of a better word, just for want of a better word.
Yeah. That weren't men, that were, you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things had been
and it's not removed. Right, and it's not about being transphobic, it's about having your own boundaries. It
made me scared. I can't forget it.
Yeah.
And that's not transphobic, that's just the emotions it had on me, and that's not something I could have chose. I didn't know what I was walking into. That was my instant reaction. Holy fuck, this has made me uncomfortable, right? Yeah. And that's fine. I want to make it very clear that is fine.
Yeah.
And it is fine to not be okay, not okay with it.
Yeah, it's fine to be not okay with it.
To see a man have his penis chopped off, and then I just didn't like it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I didn't like it. And I'll sit here and I don't care. I'll say that I didn't like it.
You don't have to like it.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it.
Everyone has the right to their own preferences.
And it's damaged me. And I'll never forgive them, because even now, even when I'm having sex with normal people,
yeah,
I can still see these fucking people.
Right.
And it's not something I'll ever forget. And I wish my shit brain would forget that stuff, if I'm honest with you. Because it's sort of...
Maybe you need another knock to the head.
I do, yeah. Let me go find a few Malibus and Cokes and have a fight in CBD this afternoon.
Maybe I'll drug you later, Marcus, and you can bring your duct tape.
I'll bring the duct tape, you bring the pills.
Do you have therapy, or have you had therapy, bro? Why men so anti-therapy? Or you need hypnotism or something, I don't know.
I just, do you know what I believe in, Amanda, and it's actions and consequences. I don't believe in the universe. I don't believe in star signs. I don't believe in anything. I think all we have in life is your actions and your consequences. My actions was I said yes. The consequences are this is what happens. And there's no mystical star sign or fucking universe that's going to stop that, because it's happened. So the question is now is how do you deal with that, right? And it's...
How are you dealing with that?
I drink, I smoke. No, I don't. How do you deal with it?
Well, that's what I did when I was working.
I don't, in a way. I just don't talk about it. I try not to think about it, and I hold a little bit of resentment, quite frankly.
Oh, I would too.
Yeah, no, I do, because it was non-consensual, and I was lied to. And that's what it was. I was literally lied to by these men pretending to be women. And it's not right. Because it damages people, and it damaged me, and I'll never forgive them for that.
Yeah. Have you confronted? Have you spoken to them since?
No, I blocked them all.
Yeah.
Fucking cook cunts.
Yeah. The thing that I find amazing is that you would have seen some things in the military. But
horrendous things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But your mind's ready for that.
Yeah.
And you're ready for that, and that's what you are ready for. You know it's going to be there.
Yeah.
But when you walk into a room and see a lot of dudes sucking dick.
Yeah.
If that's not what you have in your mind, that's when you get. It's the shock of it, right? And it affected me, and I'll sit here and say it did, and I don't care.
Yeah. It's...
And live and let live.
Yeah.
That is what it did to me, and that's how it affected me.
Well, I suppose it's like a gay man going in and having to have sex with women. You know, like it's not what he went there non-consensually.
Non-consensually.
Well, that sounds horrific, and I know that has affected you a lot.
And since that day, I've had issues with my erections. Since that day.
So what do you do about? So how do you work?
Viagra.
Viagra.
I live on Viagra every bloody day.
And you're such a young man.
It gives me headaches as well.
Yeah.
And listen, if sometimes I go to work on a morning.
Yeah.
Morning jobs are normally pretty weird. It's weird.
Sex
It's
jobs.
weird having sex jobs at like 8 a.m. on a Monday and shit. It's weird.
What kind of client books you for 8 o'clock on a Monday?
The bendering, normally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sunday morning, Monday morning is normally they've been on a bender, or I see a lot of escort girls.
Yeah.
A lot of escort girls.
You told me you were booked by 3 strippers or 5 strippers. Yeah.
That was a great time. And this is why people say, "Why don't you stop escorting?" Sunday morning. This was a Sunday morning, and it was 4 strippers, or we call them exotic dancers, whatever you want to call them, right? And I was at Beach House just doing some abs. I can show you the text messages, and they're like, "Hey, are you available? We're in Bondi." I'm like, "Yeah." Anyway,
oh, you twisted my arm.
Yeah, I was so fucking nervous.
Why?
Because these girls in the industry, be that if they're escorts or strippers, whatever, they know what's good.
Yeah.
Right? And when you're walking into a room with 4 of them, I was like, fuck no. So I got back to mine. I was in the showering. I had a glass of wine. This was like 9:30 Sunday morning. Now I had a bottle of wine. I was necking this wine, trying to take the edge off, popping pills. I'm like, okay, let's go. And I had a great time.
Yeah.
And this is the
I'm sure they did too.
No, we all had a fantastic time.
And they paid you. How much did they pay?
I was doing $1,500 an hour back then. I was there for 3 hours.
Who's your typical client?
And this is a question I get a lot, right? And there is never one answer for it, because it can be from business ladies to people in Parliament to people to escorts to the girls wanting the violent stuff to people just wanting to experience it for once to people who've been through trauma. There is no one answer. No one answer. Age range, I would say 25 to 35. And I think had I not had the tattoos, I would do a lot better.
Really? How so?
Because
I think they suit you.
Well, thank you, but it's about selling the image, and this is what people always say to me: is like, how do you become a male escort? It's all about selling that image, and it's about selling that fantasy, right? And when I first started escorting, it was like, right, what have I got? I've got a motorbike, I've got tattoos, sell that. But then I was going to so many jobs, and people were saying, do you know why I booked you? And I was like, no. And as cringy as it is, it was always the Peaky Blinders, blah blah blah, Tommy Shelby. So I looked into it and I watched it. I'm like, all right, I can do that. And then I changed my narrative. But at this point, I had my whole fucking body tattooed, which doesn't fit the narrative. So I think
I've never seen Peaky Blinders.
You love it. But this is the thing about selling a product, right? It's just, that's all it is. You're just selling a product. And I think the tattoos is such a harsh look that a lot of the business ladies, I used to do a lot of public bookings, as in midday, food, wine, and then to the hotel room. Used to do a lot of it. I've fucked that now because I came out so openly on Channel 9 with them freaks.
And you've met a few, so to call them freaks is
with whatever that was.
Look, I understand that, because when I was Samantha, I fucked it as well, because a lot of clients didn't want to be seen with someone that was well known. But it also works in your favour.
Different for ladies.
You reckon? How so?
Very much so, because it's the whole... I don't know if women are sort of ashamed. Men are like, look at me, I've got an escort with me, right? I've got this money, I've got this beautiful woman with me. And that's the trophy thing, isn't it? And that's the masculine trophy shit. Whereas women, it's very much more reserved. And I think a lot of ladies get embarrassed that they book an escort, male escort.
Yes. And
I think it's this, well, women don't need male escorts. And to a certain extent, no, they don't. But when you take someone who's been through sexual trauma and they're trying to reestablish who they are as a person, that takes time, right? And that's what a lot of my work was helping women who had been through. The amount of times, Amanda, I had clients that had been through sexual assault was fucking disgusting. Like, just disgusting. I don't know where men are coming from that they're doing this to people.
Where do you think it's coming from? It seems to be an epidemic in Australia.
Bunch of fucking idiots, quite frankly. I don't know.
What's happened to the alpha male? What do you think about masculinity these days?
To hold masculine values nowadays, you're seen as either a racist, a bigot, or far right. To uphold masculine value. Do you know what, right? And this is the thing. Masculine men we're very simple people, actually. We don't really care about much. We don't protest. We don't wave flags. We pay our taxes, we pay our mortgages, and we provide. That's what it is to be a man, right? But we're being so heavily scrutinized at the moment by this fucking woke left society that we have. And I'll say this, I don't care. You can use it or not use it, I don't care. I'll tell the truth. To uphold these values, to provide and protect, and to take accountability, you're almost seen as a caveman in this day and age. And we're pushing this woke left bullshit onto young men, and it's fucking dangerous. And people don't know if they're coming or going. And I was chatting to you the other day, wasn't I? And suicide rates at the moment in men are skyrocketing because they don't know if they should be a penguin, a fucking lawnmower, or a masculine man. And it's almost like we're scrutinized for upholding masculine values. And that is fucking so wrong. That is so wrong.
What can we do about that?
I've been thinking about this the other day because I thought this question would arise. And we must stop as men. Do you know the biggest issue with society? The fucking mainstream media. The mainstream media is, and I know you work for the Daily Mail, but the mainstream media is the biggest issue with society. And it's not the governments, right? And yes, anywhere where Labour has a foothold, things go wrong because they have this woke left agenda, right? But the mainstream media is driving this "it's not okay to disagree" narrative down men's throats. And outside of a huge parliamentary shift, there is no fixing it really. But what we can say to men is fucking stick by who you are. Stick by your tradition, stick by what it is to be a man, provide, protect, take accountability, and that is it. That's all we really care about. But the issue with masculine men is, and this is why suicide is taking such a skyrocket at the moment, is because masculine men, we don't complain. We either change it ourselves or they disappear. And it's so dangerous to oppose men for sticking to their beliefs. And it's so dangerous to tell men, no, you need to be emotional. You need to abide by this woke agenda. You need to, accept blah, 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 blah. And to anyone who says that's wrong, right? Let's take Ukraine, for example. Let's go into this. Why not? Fuck it. Why not? Do you think Ukraine, having Russia invade them, was like, oh, hang on a minute, guys, we're fucking woke and we're all friends here? No. They put the boots on, they went to war. And that's what masculine men do, Amanda. And society forgets that. And we all run around with our flags and pretend everything's fine. And it's not fucking fine. And men are killing themselves daily. 80% of deaths this year, suicide was men. And because they're having this woke bullshit pushed on them, it's that they don't need to be men anymore. But when you take away all a man really has, right? Provide, protect, and take accountability. That's all it is to be a man. That is our birthright. That is who we are as men. And if you take that away from a man, what is he? He has nothing, right? And to scrutinize men for upholding traditional values and to scrutinize them for sticking to what it is to be a man, it's dangerous. It's dangerous because when push comes to shove, and people don't like it, when push comes to shove, who's going to sort it out? The fucking men. Who puts the fires out? The men. Who builds the cities? The men. Society and civilization was built on the shoulders of masculine men. And now all of a sudden, I saw yesterday, there's 72 genders. Like, how the fuck can we... I can't even count to 72, right? I can get to about 40 and then I stutter. How the fuck have we got to a point where we have 72 and live and let live, but it should not be pushed on young men. They should have the chance to make their own decisions. And I think the issue nowadays is there's no role models.
Who's your role model? Who's your role model?
My father was my role model.
Right.
Indirectly.
Yeah.
Ish. And then when I joined the military, I was looking up to the ranks above and the boys who were specialized, and that became the role model. So I had that, and I there was a gentleman who was above me, and he was ex-special forces, and he was this is the guy that I need to be like, because this is the guy that will sort shit out. So I had that. So I was very fortunate, and when I left the military, and I will talk about suicide, and I did take to drink and I did take to pills, and I thought, Marcus, this is not you, because I had that experience to just take a step back and be like, hang on a minute, this is wrong, change it. Whereas a lot of men nowadays, they don't have that. They don't have those experiences. They don't have that.
What do you think you've learned about women doing sex work, being a sex worker?
Gosh, where do I start? It's a difficult one, Amanda, because it's outside of absorbing so much emotional damage. What I learned is that women still want to be loved, quite frankly. They still want... And you see a lot on the news and nowadays, especially with the feminist crap, that women don't want men and we hate men and all this shit. But having met so many
from all walks of life
sexually, the narrative hasn't changed. And I don't think women want to buy into this woke left crap either, quite frankly. But I think because of the mainstream media, I think it's just driven down our necks that we have to accept all this crap. And I think, how do you fix that? How do we amend that?
Well, I mean, the fact that women are asking you to beat them up, essentially.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very masculine. Oh, look, I've always been very conservative, and I think that I'm very traditional in my roles, and that's why one of the reasons I became an escort, because I love men and I love being feminine, and I love the power women can have over men, and I'm sure you love the power that you can have over women. But I think essentially men are men and women are women, and yeah, I think it's very simple as that, really.
It is.
And I understand there's trans, and one of my best girlfriends in the whole wide world is trans. But, well, there's no buts, actually. It's just like you say, live and let live.
Live and let live. And I have friends in the community, very close friends in the community. And live and let live, but we must not scrutinise the other side of it.
Yeah.
Because we're all accepting, we're all friends, and we're all in this big, woke, happy bubble, which is all well and good, until the war arrives. Until there's a terrorist attack in fucking Bondi, until there's a terrorist attack in Berlin, and then it's like, oh, let's forget our woke shit, and the men will come fix it.
Well, it was a pride festival in Berlin, wasn't it?
Did you see the videos?
No, I don't want to. Why? What? Don't even tell me.
And this is going to upset people. I don't care. They were doing the whole Free Palestine.
Yeah.
Right, which the pride people support.
Yeah.
And then 3 hours later, we're run over by an Islamic man.
Yeah.
So it's like, which side are we choosing, guys? Which you want to support the people and then they run you over. So I don't understand
the extremists, yeah.
I don't understand it. I really don't. And we have to start with the foundations of our own people first. And that's as hard as it is. The suicide rates are so high in men because they're just being left. They're being left because we're trying to solve other people's issues before solving our own.
So how did your family cope with how did they react to you becoming a very famous escort? I mean, from a conservative family.
It's a funny one, isn't it? And it's when I said yes to this, we don't say the word, we'll just say reality TV for my own sanity.
Sounds like the reality TV caused you a lot of trauma.
Yeah, gosh, I just seem to be just absorbing trauma. It's just fucking weekly. So I actually had them block my entire family on social media prior to it going live.
Okay.
Because...
well, someone would have seen it. Someone would have seen it.
It took 2 days.
Okay, yeah.
Before my mother rang me and she was like, please don't tell me this is real.
Oh.
And she was tearful. And I was like, listen, give me time and I'll explain. Because in her world, I was on a street corner.
Yeah.
With a sign. Yeah. And a QR code. You know what I mean?
That's not a bad idea. But yeah.
Well, I have thought about it. It's funny you say that, actually. Anyway. But it's not. There was this beautiful side to it. And people were buying me Rolexes. People were buying me diamonds. And this is...
when you say people, you mean women?
Clients. And those that I'd had built up connections with over sort of 6-7 months were buying me things. And I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, this is awesome. Right. And I tried to explain this to her and she's like, listen, like... she half knew because I'd told my sister, who bloody told my mother last year, and she also just didn't believe it, right? But I think she knew. I think she just denied it. And anyway, she finished the phone call by saying, I'm going to go hide under a rock for the next 2 weeks. So yeah, it didn't go down very well.
What did your dad say?
He didn't really care. He's very much like me. He doesn't care about anything, really. He was just like, all right. He wasn't proud. He didn't care. He just likes his horses. And that's him, right? So, yeah, he didn't really care. My aunties, however, oh my gosh, we're still building bridges. And I'm very, very close to my auntie. And I lived with her for 8-9 years because my father said, go sort your life out when I was 16. So, she's still not talking to me very well, and I'm trying to fix this relationship, but I come from a very stubborn family. You know them families that just like...
well, my family haven't talked to me in a long time.
Yeah, but they're just like... they argue with each other, and then they just won't talk to each other for a few weeks, and that's how they are. Loving, but so bloody stubborn.
What do you think people don't understand about sex work, or they get wrong, or the biggest myth?
The biggest myth, I think only from my perspective I can speak, but I think it's the biggest thing for me is it's never lust, and I keep talking about this a lot, and obviously lust plays a big part of it, but for me it's became more about helping people. And I'll tell a story, and it's a beautiful story, and she won't mind me saying it, so I did ask if I could say it. And I had a client, and she had breast cancer, and she had both breasts removed. I think she had 12 surgeries before they finally got.
How old is she?
She'll have been late 30s.
It's young.
And basically she hadn't taken her top off in front of her male for nearly 2 years at this point, because she was going through surgeries and surgeries and surgeries and surgeries. And she reached out to me and she was like, hey, how are we going to tackle this? I said, you drink? That was my first, because that's normally the easiest way. I was like, let's just get fucking drunk. She doesn't drink. So the next thing was, okay, let's take baby steps. And I was seeing her 3 or 4 times before we got to a point where she took her top off. And essentially how we sort of got there was, I said, listen, let's get to a point where you're fine with me, and then I'm going to find you tattoo artists, and we're going to put nipples on you. And I did. And I found a tattoo artist that specialised in nipples. So we had nipples tattooed on her. And I think now I still stay in touch, and I think she's got a partner. So that's lovely, the Marcus. Beautiful side of it. And yeah. It's not about CNC and fucking sex parties. And it's like, that's what I love about it, and always will love about it, was to take someone from can't leave the house to tattooing nipples on it, and now she's got a partner, and that's the beautiful thing. Yeah. And she wouldn't have done that on her own, because she was very inclusive. It's amazing. So there is a beautiful side to the world. Yeah. Outside of the hardcore shit. Yeah. And the duct tape. Just quickly, we'll end on this. Who's your who's your ideal woman? You, Amanda. I knew he was going to say that. That's why I asked that. I don't know. I'm 52, Marcus. I'm old enough to be your mummy. Doesn't matter. And I explained the other day, didn't I, what it is about the attraction to. My big breasts. That and the older. Stifler's mum, which we've heard. Yeah, but it's because when we hit puberty, we're like surrounded by teachers and mums. And you are that mum, Amanda, right? You are that. Like when I'm You're like 14-year-old and I'm boy. Like, fuck, this is fucking. That's why. Yeah. Oh shucks, I'm all nervous. So let me know if you want to get a duct tape out. Well, you're absolutely gorgeous, and I really appreciate inside and out. Thank you. And I really appreciate your honesty today. Keeps getting me in trouble, Amanda. No, well, you can only. You know what? I've always said, if you're honest, where can people go with it? You know, they own who you are. It is what it is. Marcus, where can people find you? Don't save yourself the trouble. Save your money. I'll answer that question. So your Instagram is Marcus Richardson. Marcus, I don't even know what it is, quite frankly. You'll have to tag me. I think it's Marcus_Richardson. Okay. And if you're interested in booking Marcus, he says please don't. But he's on Scarlet. Listen, it's the golden handcuffs. It's they say once a hooker, always a hooker. Like, I completely relate to that. Yeah, and I don't know if I'll ever. And this is the thing with the narrative of being a male escort. People always say, "Do you care?" I think, well, I'm very good at it. Yeah. So fuck it. You are. You're very good at it. And you're also very good at talking. So thank you very much. And that was Marcus Richardson, one of the top male escorts in Australia. And retired. Retired, as I am. And and you can listen more on Exposed podcast and my Substack, which is Samantha X1. Thank you.